I've been on the road, I've been doing shows. Now we eating steak, remember sleeping on the floor. We stillin' at the gas station when the time was cold. In the kitchen, hot still trying to flip it out the stove. Rockin' fake J's, praying that nobody know. Watch them take my dog away, it was way too hard to stay composed. Fight to see the light of day, all this blood on my clothes. I was tired every day, green light, it's time to go. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young.
Welcome to the Eric and Brad Show. I'm Eric, and that's Bradley, who's not here today. He gave up on the show. He moved away. He finally said fuck it. Quit his job. He just had enough. He was like, you know what? I'm moving to California with a flower in my ear or something like that. No, Bradley's on vacation like he said last time. He's in old Idaho. I hope he's having fun. Yeah. Sorry I didn't do one last week. Just wasn't feeling it. Yeah, but, you know, I'm here. I'll fill one in, do a little solo. It is Saturday the 15th, the 14th of May. I've had a lazy day today. Woke up and just was like, no. And went back to bed. And then did that about 3 more times. And then woke up with a fucked up neck. And so, yeah, I'm having a hard time. I had to move my shoulders with my neck now. Was supposed to go to a little kid's birthday party. Weaseled my way out of that. So now I'm home alone. Loving life. Played a little drums. It's good. It's good. Well, let's jump into it. I'm sure half the listeners would know and half wouldn't. I'm sure half. Seems like we got a few from North Dakota, so they wouldn't be in the friend group. But, you know, motherfuckers keep dying, and it's getting weird. I've always, like, years ago, I thought it was weird how many people from Sandpoint have died. Just, it seems like an asterisk. It seems like way more than other high schools. There's no way. Just so many kids that I went to high school with have died. And this last batch, we had 3 in like a 3-day period. And then we just had another one a few days ago. Sorry if this is too soon and this conversation bugs you, any listener. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to shed any disrespect on dead people. Every person, the last 4 that have died, are like acquaintances. I've pretty much known all of them, but none of them were like good friends. So I'm like half and half. It's not like the end of the world to me because we weren't like besties. I haven't talked to any of these people in a long period of time, but I was friends with most of them. Like, we wouldn't have walked past each other on the street and not stopped and said, "Hey, what's up, man?" Yeah, let's talk about it. If you don't want to talk about it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not going to like say anything bad, obviously. There's nothing bad to say about any of these people that have died, all of which were super nice to me. Yeah, we're great people. This last one, this Mike fellow, yeah, super awesome dude. Again, hardly any real connection to the person, but yeah, a few times I remember going over to his house. I don't know, probably 8 years ago in Sandpoint, and he was super fucking nice. Yeah, and then we have yeah, Kayla, our listener, I believe was pretty close to one that just died recently. And so sorry if this is not what you want to hear, but I do have a weird story about one of them, kind of. This ties into Kayla too. And maybe my memory is just completely jacked and I don't remember meeting people or situations that played out like 10, 15 years ago. But when I moved to Oregon, like 3 or 4 years into me moving, I went back for a summer and went to the bar, the 219, and Kayla was there, and this Kalen dude was there. And both people, Kayla and Kalen, I like came up to me and it like acted as if I got the feeling like they were talking to me as if we were like old friends. And I knew both of them, and maybe I was like drunk, because it very well could have been, or like on drugs or something, and like actually had a sit down with either of them at a party or something like that, and then just completely spaced it. I knew both of their faces, but I didn't really know anything about them. I like at that moment in time, I maybe knew their names. I don't know, but both of which came up to me at this bar and started talking to me. And Kayla came up. I think Kayla came up first, and I was kind of just like, I'm so confused. Like, I know who you are, but she was being very warm to me. And I think it has something to do with Lighthouse and Natasha Gordon and my brother or something like that. And maybe Nikki. And maybe that's why she was being so, like, just knew, like, my family, like, kind of. And I'm assuming knew who I was, and so felt pretty comfortable talking to me. Kalen, that one less of a connection. But he like, hey, what's up, man? Like, blah, blah, blah. It's been forever. And I'm like, I don't know who you are. I kind of know who you are. But anyways, both super. Now me and Kayla are obviously good friends. We talk all the time. But the Kalen one was trippy to me because, one, he was super nice. But anyways, when we were at this bar, when I moved to Oregon, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. When I moved to Oregon, I was working on a framing crew here, and I met this kid named JT. And so when I moved here, I started working for my oldest brother. He's a half brother, a lot older than me. And he was a foreman at a large framing company here in Oregon, TimberTech. And so he had like 30, 40 framers underneath him. And this JT kid was one of them. And just working in and out, we just start going to lunch here and there together. My brother loved this JT kid. And I just was like, hey, you should be friends with Eric. Be friends, I don't know, just like pushed us to be friends with each other. And then he was looking for a house and had said something to my brother. And my brother's like, oh, well, Eric's looking for a house. He's like, you guys should room together, like type of thing. And so it was just weird. And we ended up rooming together and then became best friends, which now has been distinguished, or I could probably find a better word for that. Exhausted. I don't know. I feel my vocabulary is not very good. Yeah, anyways, so me and JT lived together for years, and once we had quit the framing company together, I had went and started roofing, and he got a job with this like solar company, like installing solar panels, but it was like through a temp agency is how he got the job. And then, worked for the solar guy for a little bit. And he like loved the job. And I don't know what happened to that job. I don't know why it fell apart. But then we started working at the last company that I've been with for 6 years. And JT helped me get that job. Anyways, when I went up to Sandpoint and met the Kylan dude, he is like, oh yeah, he's like, I've been down in Oregon, down in Gresham, blah, blah. And we were talking. He's like, yeah, I work for I don't know if he was working or what the deal was, but he's like, yeah, I was working for a solar company, and we were working out of Salem a lot. And I was like, oh, that's weird. I was like, my roommate there fucking works at the solar place. And I was like, JT. He's like, I know JT. He's like, I worked with JT. And I just thought that blew my mind. That was one of those moments in time where it was like, man, this is a small world. Like, it's just insane that you know who. And he's like, dude, I love JT. He's like, yeah, we worked together for weeks out there. He's like, super cool guy. He's like, tell him I say hi, man. I really liked him. It was just it was weird. It was cool. It was one of those cool, weird, things that happen. But Kalen was super nice that night, like extremely nice. And he made it like both him and Kayla came up to me and they were being more friendly than I was. Like, I wasn't being not friendly, but they were like, they wanted to like be friends. Like, so yeah, it was, so he died a few weeks ago and that was sad. Again, I didn't know him very well, but the interaction I had was very, it was positive, but I've been speculating on all these deaths. It's a sad thing to do, and it's like, I feel like it's human nature. It's just like, it's like why we watch like cop shows and fucking murder mystery shows, is just that the death is just interesting. Like it just inherently, it's just interesting. And so you want to know what happened, but you can't just go on Facebook and be like, hey, how'd this dude die? And yeah, it's not the right place. It's not even, this podcast, this conversation right now probably is not the right, but whatever. You can leave the conversation. This isn't like really public. I mean, it is public, I guess. But anyways, but I don't really know how any of them died. Essentially, right off the bat, all of them, I just suspect suicide. Especially because no one, to me, it's really fishy. If someone dies in a car accident on like Facebook, they say like, that's the first, like if the family comes out and they're just like, my son died in a fucking car accident this weekend. It's really sad. But when there's nothing said, like at all, like it's just like he passed away, on Saturday. And we're talking about a bunch of people that are all like in their late 20s, early 30s. So it's not like, they're way too early to be fucking dying. And so in my brain, I instantly jumped to suicide. I mean, it's the most plot. Like, if you're not going to say anything, it's like, oh, it's because they don't want to say anything. But I have a feeling now that a lot of these are drug overdoses. But again, I'm not seeing anything online, and I don't want to anyone that's like close to these people. I don't want to like call them and like, hey, how'd this person die? It just that doesn't seem nice to do. It doesn't seem right. But I am like, so is this a fentanyl thing? Is this what's going on? Because all these people, again, a lot of speculation in what's going on here. And I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody that knows these people, but all these people that I know, these 4 people in the last few weeks, all of which are like, this is going to sound bad, but are like seasoned drug users. These aren't like a 19-year-old kid that's, shooting up heroin for the first time, or taking, or shooting up meth or whatever. Like, all these people, I'm assuming, just because I've been around the block a little bit, know what they're doing. They wouldn't overdose on drugs. Like, one is either intentional, like, so essentially suicide, if all 4 of these, and I think all 4 of these are drug related, but either there's 2 possibilities. One is intentionally killing yourself with an overdose of drugs, because I feel like once you do drugs for a long enough time, you're not gonna overdose. Like, you're conscious enough to know, like, this is how much it takes. Don't over fucking do it, all of which I'm assuming all those people, it's like, they're not retarded. They know how to do drugs. So but then all 4 being within 2 weeks, that's insane. So then it really is like, is this a fentanyl thing and no one's talking about this? That's where my brain's at, is like, is this what's going on? And am I just being all hyped up to what the media is going on? I don't know. I don't know shit about fentanyl. I don't know. And I keep asking people and no one else knows. Like, I guess I could do a little bit more Google searches and not just talk out of the side of my ass and actually try to find something out about fentanyl. But in my mind, fentanyl is a high drug. So we're talking meth, coke, like uppers. Or maybe I'm completely wrong and it's a downer drug and it's more on the heroin side of things. Or they just mix it with everything. I don't know. And is fentanyl a pill? I don't get it. Or is it a powder? I don't know. But I'm assuming it's meth and coke is what's going on. It's a white powder. They're mixing it with meth and coke. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know. But if that's the case, holy fuck. Like, come on. We're talking about 4 kids in 2-3 weeks that are all in their 30, like early 30, like children, essentially just started life. But you could argue 30, but still very young in life. Still totally capable of having a full-on family after this, like, just insane. And not to but there's no way in my brain not to make the connection of just the irritation of if what everything I said is true, and I'm just throwing a lot of shots in the dark out here, is if that is true, 100%, I don't know a single person that's died of COVID, and I hate to be that guy to tie it into that, but then that's bullshit, because we just spent the last 2 years freaking the fuck out about how many people are going to die, and yet now we're in a real like pandemic. Now there's a real fucking problem going on in the country. No one's fucking saying anything about it. Like, yes, people are saying things, but if that is what's going on, we have a real goddamn problem. Like, because like I've said through the whole pandemic, I don't give a fuck about 90-year-old people. They have lived their life. Like, and if they want to be scared of a disease that's going to kill them, that's not my fucking problem. And don't ruin all these children's lives. Don't have like kindergartners masking up, like creating weird little fucking things in their head to where they're scared of everything. Like, go fuck yourself. Open school. Like, and I'm glad. I'm so happy right now where we're at. We're like back to open. I know Idaho people and probably North Dakota people, you don't even understand what I'm talking about. You've been like, the world's been open for like a year and a half. Not in Oregon. It's been a goddamn shit show around here. And I'm so happy. But like, the fact that we freaked the fuck out over something, I don't know a single person that's died. And I've already done this a bunch on the show about how much the pandemic's irritated me. But the fentanyl thing, it's like, that's nutty. I really don't have anything else to say about it, but that's crazy. And too many people are dying of that shit. And I don't know. We need to put not the same amount of hysteria, but there needs to be some hysteria, and we need to stop talking about Roe versus fucking Wade and 2,000 meals and just dumb Ukraine, just shit that doesn't affect us. Like, it does, but it doesn't. It's like political arguments, and it's like we have a real problem here. Like, what are we going to do to address this? Like, honestly, in my mind, it's like, well, why don't we get all worked up in arms like we did about the vaccine, and I don't know, like, offer free, or even not even free, like, can we make a test kit or something for fentanyl to fucking save people's lives? Honestly, like, why can't let's invest a little bit of money and a little bit of fucking focus on fentanyl, if that is, I am assuming all this. It just seems super strange. Yeah, and now I'm like, I don't want to do drugs. I mean, I'm done with that, but I am not opposed to, even in my own life, like, I'll fucking go fuck around with some drugs once in a while. Like, but now, fuck that. Like, now I'm scared shitless. Like, if someone busts a line of coke out in front of me, it's like, yeah, I don't think I don't know. But I would at least think, like, am I going to die now? And now with kids and shit, it's like, yeah, I'm not touching that because I can't die. I don't want to fucking die just to have a good night. I don't know. So there's that rant. Let me know what you guys think. If anybody that's listening has any inside information, that would be, I would at least, yeah, I'd like a little bit of information on how these people died. And again, sorry if it's too soon or if I'm not giving, apologize if any of that offended anybody that's close to the people that died. I apologize. I don't mean to say anything bad about those people. All those people were super nice to me. Okay, let's see. Some random thoughts I had. This one's a thought that I've heard through the year. Like, every few years, I hear a little bloop about it, and then it disappears for like the last 10 years. And this one blows my mind. I don't understand this. So this was a while ago, but I wrote a letter to myself. I was listening to the radio and some advertisement about how we're running out of fresh water on the planet or something like that. And I can't wrap my head around how that's a problem in 2022. I don't get how that's a fucking problem. I don't understand. And like, so they're saying, I don't get how we can't take salt water and make fresh water. I don't understand how that's like We can fucking fly to the moon, but we can't take salt water. Like, isn't clouds like just formed out in the ocean by the precipitation out of the ocean and goes up and makes a cloud that's now fresh water? That's all the salt's been gone out. Now it's fresh. And then it comes and rains fresh water onto the... So I just don't get it. So why can't we evaporate salt water and just steal the fresh water out of it? Or like anything. Like, why can't you filter it somehow? I just... It doesn't make any sense to me. It seems... Yeah, I don't... That seems like a glitch in the Matrix that people bring that up. Like, it's like, what? Like, we can create vaccines that fight a fucking virus from a goddamn pangolin, but we can't get salt out of water? That blows my mind. We're talking about autonomous vehicles. We're talking about crazy, crazy shit. Fucking, we can do surgery on someone's heart through a little fucking needle that goes up their fucking toe. Like, I just don't. But yet we can't get salt out of salt water. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Is just no one working on it? Is that what's going on? Is that no one gives a shit? I don't know. But anyways, if anyone could enlighten me on that topic, because I don't. That one's boggled my mind forever. We were in next topic. I've never had this happen. I was in the grocery store the other day. And I'm walking, and I'm pushing the cart. I got two kids in the little, race car carts, So baby's has a little wheel. The daughter's got a little wheel. And Cheyenne's in front of me. We're in the produce section of Safeway. And she just, like, stops. And I don't know. I'm just paying attention to other shit. And she, like, stops. She's the guide. I'm the co-pilot. I'm just following her, pushing the cart. And she just stops, and it's like she's seen a ghost or something like that. And I like, what the fuck is going? Like, I essentially run into her with the cart. And I'm like, what? And she's just staring at me. And then she like does this little like cover with one hand, like around her pelvis, and then points down. So she's like hiding from everyone in the store that she's pointing down, and she's just staring at me. And then I look down, and there's $100 bill sitting on the ground. And I'm like, oh snap, son. And so she just stands there as cover, and I grab the $100 bill. And then I have this like moral conundrum in my head. Like, what is the right thing to do in that situation? Because to me, like, I want to be a good person, especially in front of my kids. Like, need to show them what the right thing to do is. But it's really weird. There's 30, 40 people around me. You can't just, hey, did someone lose $100? I mean, maybe you could do it. Is that the right thing to do? And then it's on them to be good people, but you did the initial good thing. Like, this isn't mine. Someone lost this. And so my argument is, I think I'm talking myself into thinking that I did the wrong thing, because now that I'm talking about it, at least you tried to do the right thing instead of just taking the money. Like, I don't know. I'm 50-50 now that I'm thinking about it, because we just took the money. We're like, dude, you can't just yell out, someone have $100, because someone's going to be like, yeah, I lost $100. And then whatever. But so essentially I'm banking on them, everyone around me being a bad person. And I don't think that's a good way to be. So I think now I'm saying it out loud and repeating it to myself. I think I did the wrong thing. But we just took the money and just left. And it was funny because we're like, my daughter saw what was going on, and she's like, "You're stealing $100," and we're like, "Shh, like, we're not stealing $100." And she's yeah, and she like said it loud. We're like, "Shh, shh." So even now you add that into it, we're even being more fucking scandalous. I don't know. But it was weird. But it was cool finding $100. I've definitely never found $100 in my life. I don't think I've ever found a fucking dollar in my life. Maybe a quarter on the ground. So that was cool. $100. Oh, and then on top of that, like the next day, I take the kids to Costco, just me, getting ready for Mother's Day. Went and got some flowers and some brownie brittle chocolate things. But we go to Costco. I pull up, and there's a cart sitting next to me. I'm in the fucking far end of the lot, as far as you can go. It was packed. And there's a cart there, and it has a mat, like a brand new, like shop mat in it. And I pull up, and I'm it's like looking around, and it's like someone loaded their car up and just left the mat in there and then just drove off. So I was like, fuck it. Took a brand new mat, threw it in the back of the car, then put the kids in the cart and went to Costco. I was like, something's going on with my luck lately. This is insane. I do got some big news. I got some big news. I don't know. Maybe I should have waited. I don't know. We'll see if Brad's listening to this or who's listening to it, because I'll give the big announcement right now. But this summer, we're gonna get married. So we're gonna get married up in Idaho. It was kind of a mutual. We're definitely doing it not how other people do it. Like, there wasn't a proposal. We've just been slowly talking about, blah blah blah. And yeah, it was brought up and it's like, well, let's just do it this summer. So we're gonna go get married out in the lake this summer. It can be just like a family deal. I'll have a few people out after we're married for a party. But it's going to be try to be pretty low key. I'm not trying to do that crazy shit. Not trying to spend a bunch of money either. But yeah, that's cool. We're going to do it out on the houseboat. The plan is to do it super early in the morning, like 8 a.m. And we'll just go out into the middle of the lake and do it out there. I think that'll be a cool spot to get married. There's that. I don't know if I said this last week. I don't think I did, but I finally fucking got my CCB license. Like 2 months. Took me like 2 months to get that goddamn thing. Finally cleared. I'm 100% licensed, ready to go. And I'll tell you what, getting your license in Oregon is a son of a bitch, and fuck those people. But it's done. It's done, and now I can officially fucking start. And it's been a slow getting started process. I'll tell you that much. But it seems like shit's starting to fucking finally pop off. It was getting a little frustrating. Came here, was like super aggro, ready to go. And it seemed like everything was just slowly downhill and slowly down. It was just like this waiting game. And it was just like, fuck, I need to make money. And, but now in this last few days, like last week, it just seems like everything's just popped right back up to where I was 2 months ago. And the energy's back. And I was starting to get scared. Like I was getting, the motivation was leaving, because it's like, why? Just nothing's happening. And, but yeah, now I'm waiting. Should be a few more days for the building department to give me the clear to get a permit on a job I've been working on for fucking ever to get going. And that'll be a real good one. And then, got set up with this company that does insurance work. And I don't know, I'm going to get going with these, and they say they got shitloads of work lined up. And so I don't know. It makes me a little nervous, because it's like adding a third party to get their dirty little fingers on money. So we'll see if it's actually profitable, but at least it'll give me job. They're going to be feeding me jobs. It's like an insurance thing. So like fire damage shit. Maybe it'll work out really good. I don't know. I'm a little nervous of it, but yeah, so that's exciting. That's good news. Let's see. Then a few days ago, I was with the kids. It was just me and the kids, and my daughter's been having a runny nose. And I said, hey, go wipe your nose. We're like at lunch. I think we're having lunch. I was like, go wipe your nose. I was like, you got snot hanging out your nose. And for some reason, I went in the bathroom like right behind her. Maybe I need to blow my nose. Can't remember. But I go in, and right as I turn the corner and see her in the bathroom, she's fucking with my towel. Like my towel that I use to shower. I usually will use a towel for like 3 days. Like, get out of the shower, dry off, hang it up. It's like about a 3-day rotation before I change out the towels. And she fucking just takes my towel and she just fucking wiping snot all over my towel. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? She's like, wiping my nose? I'm like, have you been wiping your nose with my towel for the whole time? And she's like, yeah. I was like, you son of a bitch. And she's just giggling. She's like, yeah. I was like, use the goddamn toilet paper. What are you doing? So I've been showering with fucking little kid snot rags for the last fucking God knows how long. So there's that. I thought you guys might find that a wee bit funny. Yeah. Well, let's see. I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. Do a half an hour. I know Brad would fucking shit his goddamn pants if I did a half an hour and got off, but I could go off on a few political things, but I just don't want to. I posted a post yesterday, and I brought it up to Kayla and Brad in the messenger because I don't know. Some people on Facebook, I need to just go back to off of fucking Facebook. I hate fucking Facebook. People just get me so fired up. That's all Facebook is to me, is just people saying things that make me so goddamn mad. And I'm like, why am I mad at this? Who gives a shit about what these people are talking about? But I get so goddamn worked up over it. And then also too, I was like, there's people I'm friends with that I fucking hate. That I do not like. That I was having this realization too. I went through and had to delete some people because I'm like, it was just so clear. Like, why am I friends with this person? Like, I didn't like this person at all. I've always thought this person was a fucking douche canoe, but he's just like kind of part of groups. And I don't know why I ever fucking friended him in the first place. I mean, I don't even remember it, but they're just on here. There's one kid on here that I've known the kid forever. But you know how on Facebook, like if you can comment on like threads that have nothing to do with your friend group. You know, it's like national threads or like groups that you're part of. But people in your friend groups will see that you're commenting on that shit. It will like show that the main post and then it'll show your comment under it. And it's like, I'm assuming everyone understands that, but I don't know. I wonder if people don't understand that when they post on those things, that other people in their friends group are going to see that post. Because I think some people think that they're really being anonymous and everyone in this random group, they're not going to know any of them. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everyone understands that. But I don't know if everyone understands it or not. But there's this person, he was getting me fired up, and I don't know why, but I was seeing, and then I don't know what it was. My whole feed was like filled with this person who was on all these different threads, like commenting on him, and he's just talking shit about random stuff, and he is hyper liberal, and he's talking shit about Dodge, and you talk enough shit about Dodge, dog, and you'll fucking get me worked up. No, but it was irritating. I'll rant, whatever. Fucking, he had posted on this thing, and it was a post making fun of Fords, and his argument was this dude under it had like posted a picture of his truck, and it was it must have been an 07, 08, 09 Dodge diesel, and the kid had said, or the dude that posted the picture had said, well, he's like, I don't know what y'all say. He's like, I've had this truck for a while and it's been nothing but good to me. And then this kid I'm talking about posted underneath it, and he's like, well, if that's the Cummins, he's like, Dodge didn't even make that motor. And like, I get a lot of people hate Dodge. I fucking grew up Mopar. I'm Mopar, no car. And my argument is I really don't know shit about trucks, and it seems like that's where the new age argument is all about, is trucks. And two things is, I've seen every fucking truck break down. So I don't really have, I still lean Dodge, but it's like this fucking, I mean, there's multiple people that I'm friends with that are like in the oil field, and they're just Ford. And it's like, okay, bro, I definitely have seen Fords do some dumbass shit, especially diesels. And so It seems like the percentage of trucks I've seen break down on it like working trucks is the same. And I feel like there's more. I've always seen more Dodges for some reason working. So it's like I think sometimes is they're like, yeah, Dodges are always breaking down. Yeah, but in the construction trade, I see way more fucking Dodges. White 2500, 2014 Dodge diesels. Like, so all these trucks are getting the shit kicked out of them. You're like, yeah, but they're breaking down all the time. Yeah, but it's 80% of the trucks out there. Of course, you're going to see more, at least around me in my world, at least you're going to see more problems. Yeah, because that's what's around you. That's literally the truck that's everywhere. But anyways, I didn't even really give a shit about that with Dodges. I still like Dodges. But I will argue, and this is just how I was raised, is you can go fuck off if you're Ford or Chevy and you want to say anything about drag racing days. Because go fuck yourself. Dodge destroyed that shit. Destroyed the 70s. Fucking go fuck yourself, especially Ford. Ford is trash, and they never really made a good drag racer, or even when NASCAR was like early days, they couldn't do shit. They were fucking garbage. Ford Mustangs are a giant piece of shit. And then everyone's like, well, what about the 500? It's like, go fuck yourself, bro. Like, the list of fucking Mopar cars that came out that were just destroying from the factory is huge. The Demon, the Challenger, the Charger, like just putting cars out there that are fucking murdering. So go fuck it. And again, I'm not even really a mechanic, but I do love Dodge and I love old 70s fucking cars. But anyways, back to the original point I'm saying is this kid is saying, like, his argument is they didn't even make Cummins. They bought that motor. I find that argument really weird. Like, I don't even understand that argument. It's like, well, like, so you hate Chevys because of the Allison? Like, again, maybe you need to fill me in on this, but I've always thought the Allison was the same thing as like the Cummins thing. Is the Allison's its own company and they're selling the transmission to Chevy. And I don't even know about Ford. I'm assuming Ford just makes all their own shit, which I don't understand. Like, I don't see what's wrong with that as a company. Like, oh, this company is making a Cummins diesel. Hey, let's just buy that and put it in our car. It seems to be a really good motor. I don't like, oh, you didn't make it like this purist, like, oh, you got to make every part of the car. I can kind of wrap my head around that, but that just doesn't even make any sense to me. Yeah. I don't even know what I'm saying. It just irritates me. I fucking... But okay. And then my brain went down a further rabbit hole when listening to this, because this kid will also post on all kinds of deals. And he's hyper, like, socialist. Like, fuck the 1%. Super supportive of Antifa and Black Lives Matter and blah, 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 blah. I can't fucking stand this kid. And then I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, so in one sense, maybe I'm being a fucking asshole here, but let me take you down my thought process here a little bit. So you're going to talk shit about Dodge, and you're all about Ford, and you're like, yeah, well, they didn't even make their own motor. Okay, now could you not argue that if that's like one of the things you like Ford over is... Couldn't you argue, but that's like more capitalist and like trying to be the Walmart? You know what I mean? I'm going to make every part. I'm going to own every step of the process. And we're going to, yeah, like that too. Is like you're defending a giant corporation that's out for money. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's a stretch. But I hate him, and I had to delete him, and then it was like bugging me that it bothered me. I hate that. I'll get in that mode sometimes where something will bother me, and then it'll bother me that it's bothering me, and then I'm in this like weird loop of, why am I mad at this person? Like, I hate this person. Why is he even affecting me? Like, and it's just like, why am I even on Facebook? This is so fucking stupid. I'm just wasting time. Like, I just spent an hour of my life not in a good place. Like in a irritated place. And he's like, I fucking hate my life. But that's essentially where this post that I posted yesterday, that's just it's kind of where it all started. Just this harbor of anger towards leftist, which I get on here and I bitch about it all the time. But I don't know. I'm a piece of shit. I know it. I'm a real piece of work. Why does coffee always taste so bad when you microwave it? I've never understood that. But it's very irritating to me. What else we got? We got anything? I said I was going to end a while ago and I didn't end. Well, I think we'll end her there, y'all. I think we'll end her there. I don't know what episode it is, so you'll have to, I don't know, it'll be marked on the episode. But, I love you guys. We got 40 minutes in. I think that's plenty for a solo. Love you guys. Have a good one. I assume Bradley will be here next week. I'm sure he's going to be miserable. You know, he's always miserable. But I love you guys. Hope you have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
And I'm Mufasa, big boss in charge of coming in like a bull. You see me raising the stock up, yeah. So baby, you gon' need some patience. I already won, now I'm just making a statement, Damn, baby, why your mans keep hating? You asking about the cake, you here for the celebrations. And I ain't fishing, I ain't really into baiting. I know they all wish I take away they maiden, but sorry I'm taking me and my lady mating. She look me in the eyes and tell me how much she loving on my confidence, yeah. It really shouldn't be no arguments, cause you're now viewing the greatest of all time, saying I can't get better, I promise they all lying on my confidence. Yeah, that's right. Look, I think it's time you start using your common sense. Everybody watch out, cause the bomb is lit. I got that confidence, that's right. Confidence, yeah, confidence. That's me. Hold up. Yeah. I'm sorry if I stutter. Yeah, my brain move a little faster than others. Yeah, I even keep a close eye on my brothers, cause sometimes it's your blood that turn into blood suckers. Yeah. And I'm on a big mission. My whole team got a plate up in the kitchen. Yeah, I'm talking everything. I make all the fixings. Yeah, they come a long way from where they come up missing. I blame it on my confidence, yeah. Promise I'm really this astonishing. And yeah, you're now viewing the greatest of all time. No need for thank yous, the pleasure is all mine. That's my confidence. Yeah, that's right. No downplaying my accomplishments. You call me arrogant, I take it as a compliment. I